And we are here again for episode 6. On episode 6, and we are 32 out of 57. This is... I think we're on chapter 2. Yeah, we're on chapter 2. Still. Oh no. 32. There. Now we start. They're standing on top of two large boulders that's held by two large Gullian giants. Walking steadily, they moved from tree to tree, seeing if the Gullians can sense them. Seems they're distracted. On top of both boulders stood a familiar character, Necromancer 1, demanding people below on the path of similar chart being investigated by a many hands of mana flying around and lighting belongings. Seems they're looking for something. Coins of pouches, chest of gold lifted by 3 hands. Soon the necromancer allowed the Gullians that close by to release the travellers. 3 Invictuses with some noble colours of the house being left on the side road as 3 Gullian largest flesh walked away, holding a dagger or short swords. We can't take them here and now. Do you have your instruments?
Voltgar, is that a wizard on top of the boulder? Did you say Necromancer escaped?
Yes, that's the one. Hoping he stopped with summoning necromancy units, but seems breaking a promise.
You made a promise with an evil being. He would destroy this continent if they wanted.
Looking at Voltgar with diminished glare, questioning the incredibility this person has. Let's go.
No, you close to me. Why did I believe there is good people when they're in lie? You made promise that... Do you know them?
Video questioning. No, I don't understand what you're asking. I just didn't have an energy to kill another person that day.
You had the ability to save more lives, but you spared one that was evil intent.
Voltgar, feeling embarrassed and hesitating to rush in to save the travellers from terrors, but turning to Theo, who looks ferocious, he felt that past self, the one who buckled and fawns to the whims of those who shouted, argue, and never wished to understand but be right all the time. The pressure slowly rising through the body, starting from the stomach up to the head. I'm not a killing machine, Theo. I am a human. The Invictus confrontation is hard, but if you would like to discuss this another time, it would be better than now. We have to engage, as you say. We can both take out the necromancer if you want. They both looking at each other, silence from fear. As these going on, the travellers could go back to the cart, and the Gullions moved the boulders to the side. Larger hands with damage attached with metal to replace some fingers. If life was perfect, would you really know your worth?
What's that mean? You're not off the hook. Fine. We deal with the necromancers. But doesn't mean I trust you. Should not make promises of evil.
With anger. Okay, just so you know, I trusted you enough to hold in an embrace. It's up to you to break that trust. Sorry if somehow I broke the invisible string you never mentioned, Fee replied, with a trot towards the enemy.
You know.
Fee pushes Voltgar and without knowing fell over with leaves and dirt spraying the lights of the cart, and purplish turned to their direction of the sounds.
Do you little nobles have some other beings around looking to strike me in the dark? Gullion 4 and 5, sweep the air and find that racket. Maybe it's more loot for a new light. Who is 4 and 5?
The large ones looked at each other after placing the boulders so that the cart finally being given leave. The cart quickly with the nobles hurried through, the necromancer looking through under the hat, then turning back to the noise.
You lower Gullions with the lamps 4 and 5, head off.
So the three lamps bearers head off towards the sound. Sensing Invictus, they sped up, moving with the seconds. They grabbed Voltgar up from the floor, and two others holding a female to roadside, where they can all just see with some starlight. On the knees, Voltgar looking to see weaknesses to the Gullions, noticing the loose empty parts where the flesh hasn't attached fully, a way to get Silver close, but also their armor didn't last at least as rotten, so striking through it would be still okay. The armor less rotten, so striking through it would be still okay.
Oh, it's you. Won't let me get away with my new powers. Arcana. So much better than the manner. I can't believe how much potential I have because of your mercy.
And echoing from the boulder above. He starts to move down from the boulder with magical hands and steps, finally stopping on the earth.
You have some fancy person with you. Well done, by the way. I like to take your money so I can continue my goals. Just so you know, zombies, I still kept that promise.
I meant no more conjuring creatures with necromancy. You twisted it to support just zombies. I do not agree with your tactics. You wanted to awaken by facing the city of the dead. You want to awaken by facing the city of the dead. You have what you have. Immortality is not given, but born into. Voltgar explains with aggression and frustration.
Yes, it may not be given, but I can be born again as undead son of the god of the necromancy. IGU. IGU. The mighty gem will do this for me. Just need to get past the gates. Your silver will help with that. Goody and 3, grab his pouches and give them to me.
The Guardian holding Voltgar loosened and reached for the pouch. Then, with a twist of her wrist, Silver expanded and slid into the corners, and the armor rusting, eating, and soon the Guardian fell in a heap with many needles of pure silver. Moving quickly, Voltgar pushing from the floor, kicks forward, twisting, allowing a feet slam into the necromancer just close by, then throwing his metal bits into the long poles, a spear thrown, striking the Guardian holding Fleo. The creature vanished into smoke, then the other one running quickly to block the next throw that direct at the necromancer, just in time to stop the spear piercing the crucive armor, and heart pops, then the body crumbled. The silver eating away, but eventually the pole fell, clanking to the floor, then stillness.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that response. Oh well, I find my own way to get to resources. I take my leave. Oh, and also, Bard, your music sucks. Always been hard to listen to when you're chirping aloud. See ya.
Leaving through another portal just before.
How dare you speak ill of my beauty, and you do not get to decide my vocabulary of songs. I am a bard, and I will find you and kill you, you insolent, unlike Voltgar. Yeah, man, a bard.
And entering the
Yeah, man, a bard.
as the necromancer enters the portal and gone. The other creatures stopped moving, but they stared with boulders still unblocking the path. The Guardians shrank little to 10 feet and soon walked away, since now they have their minds back. Wait, before you go, Guardians, I need to ask you, how much did they gather? How much is he close to finishing?
$7,000 gold pieces, close to the 10,000 gold piece for the gate of Isher. Good luck at the adventure. Will you agree, Greeny assistance?
Yes, looking for supplies. Do you have any available?
Yeah, over there, about 20 feet, is a box with food, and infected food that the Necro left in the combat.
The Guardians sense, and so they headed off.
Hey, Gregory, you want to go back to the Imperial Arenas? This body would be amazing to utilize. Sure, a long march. Let's get going. Good luck, maggots.
As they both walk off, footed into the forest growth, somehow knowing what direction to go, as if maybe these people were already imperial. The silence as the two left with bodies of undead and large boulder. The distance cart still moving on. Voltgar in his own mind focusing on moving towards the crate the Guardians pointed earlier, leading to a box that has 3 glass bottles, water, 5 rations of herbs flavored. Placing these items in the bag, and starts to walk back. There, standing in the center of the road, slumped Fleo. Walking over, lowering to one knee, looking at there on the ground, slumped Fleo. Walking over, flowing to one knee, looking at Fleo face. You okay? We have food we need for the night. Do you need time? Reaching to hold a hand to bring back from the mind that eating behind the eyes.
I'm not ready to go. You head off. I see you at the camp.
Fleo says, moving away from the gesture. So Voltgar moves off, walking away from the panel, making sure that his equipment is restocked, using hand to float the silver back into his pouches. 20 minutes later, at the smouldering fire just made, the wood sticks clicking with fire warmth, keeping night's cold away. Also eating lovely herb rations. Voltgar looking in distance where old purple lamps still glistening, Fleo still missing. Cribby changed form, sat next to the fire, ready to snack on some grubs that found.
You know that Fleo's angry with you. I can sense it. What happened out there?
Cribby, is it? Yes. Well, I had an encounter with 2 wizards. Necromancers. Evil. Anyway, this one showed up that escaped again. She's angry because I gave her mercy to evil. I had no energy to fight more that day, but in the end she stopped us from ending it here now, but for focusing on betrayal, that I crossed a line that I didn't know. It's a year. Just because one's angry doesn't mean I need to adjust to their emotions. That gets you neglected self. That makes you neglect yourself.
I see. So you don't feel guilty what you did.
As a bird, you good with vocabulary. No, I do not feel guilty. I did what's right at the time. At least one good thing less plagues, if that helps.
Yeah, plagues aren't good. Many people die from disease. Thank you for honesty. Never get that from Fleo. Always masking away. Always adjusting to the whims of guests, customers. Bardship seems bad job. Why not sing like birds, without burdening by others?
Seconds later, you know culture, social cues, and all that makes us disconnect from what we need to do. In present moments, more I've been healing, the more I want to be present, at peace. Bardship sounds fun, just like famous people, but the other side of it is dark.
You are true. You have no difficulty speaking your feelings and words. Is it because we're getting close to friends?
No and yes. At some point, speaking is necessary. Been hiding on my words for years. It's only took me ages to realize we have to speak. Use our voices before we become mute. Thank you, Kribby. I needed to get out ahead. Do you know she's coming back?
I see her still slouched. Not cold, but still white smoke coming off her. She done this couple times at some point. I'll bump her to move her.
Well, we move out in the morning. Sleep. I will head to bed. Good night. Voltgar begins his process and began to fade to calm. Meditation, sleep, 4 hours, feeling like 8 and more. Soon the sun shines again, and 3 in the area. The horse slowly rising and walking back to the bucket, half full. And I'm going to end it there, as we are now getting close to pre-3, which is pre-3rd chapter, which is awesome. I can't believe how far we've got to finally. Anyway, thank you for listening. I am getting tired. I thought I could do more, but I'm learning throughout this that it does take time. It takes a lot of energy. And I'm not really a talking person, so being able to talk a lot, a long continuous time, it's a lot for me. I hope the voice changing helps identify different people, so it's not just my voice. And I hope you enjoy this video. Is that the story in this episode or whatever, and yeah, stick for the ride for the rest of it, and see you at the end of the story, and hopefully it'll be done. That's my goal this year, is get it done for me, and then you can enjoy listening to it, and also then I can go back and listen to all of it, a story that I've written for myself, for other, so forth, and I can finally be like, oh my god, I did this. I am not stuck. I am not hopeless. I am not under so much weight. I can do this, and it takes time to do that. So, thank you, and goodbye.